Welcome back to Marvel Media Podcast. I'm here with my co-hosts, Josh and Alex.
And welcome to episode 5 of DC Discussion. You just threw the whole switcheroo there. You're like switching names back and forth. Okay, give me the spicy. Well, today we are reviewing Black Adam. I am like a few days removed from it. I don't know what day you guys watched it, but I watched it on the past Saturday. So I guess we'll just go straight into it, right? Black Adam just came out. It was marketed as this thing where once it comes out, it's going to change the future of the DC universe.
Hierarchy of power in the DC universe is about to change.
The hierarchy of power in the DC universe is about to change.
The hierarchy of power in the DC universe is about to change.
Things will never be the same because the hierarchy of power in the DC universe is about to change.
Did it do that? Not really.
You had one job. Just the one?
In my opinion, it's, another DC movie, but I do got to give it props where props is due. I genuinely enjoyed it. Was there a bunch of problems in it? Yes. But this feels like it was a good time. I was literally just there, just eating popcorn and actually enjoying myself. The performance is pretty good. So I think the writing is probably what sets this thing back. Are we going to go full on spoilers?
Yeah.
Or are we going to kind of say that?
They got to see it by now. It's past the opening weekend, so.
Yeah. Okay, well, with that said, I think I can go into this. What everyone was talking about was the post-credit scene. So, I already kind of texted you guys about it. I still, me personally, feel the same way I felt prior to the movie. I feel they should go in a different direction. But I did see the video where Henry Cavill pretty much says, hey, I'm back, everything. And I would prefer, it's for them to just a clean house and just start over again. But they are bringing it back, and he looks genuinely happy to be doing it. And like we mentioned before in one of these videos, can't remember which one. He's a nerd, and he likes playing Superman. So and he's a good actor.
I don't know, like you said, I liked the movie overall. It was definitely an enjoyable movie. Obviously, does it have its flaws? Yeah, it's a rock movie. The writing wasn't the strongest. There's some storyline things that were stupid. The entirety of anybody who didn't have a superpower sucked in that movie.
Yeah. Especially if they were a kid.
They sucked. Yeah. But everybody who had a power in that movie, besides I wasn't a huge fan of the villain at the end. I thought that was kind of all of a sudden this dude's the devil or something like that. His design just kind of looked weird. I feel like they could have done a little different, but anybody who had powers in this movie were really cool. I enjoyed the whole, what were their name? The Justice Society.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I enjoyed all of them. Obviously, Hawkman and Dr. Fate were the two bigger, well-known people in this universe already, as they were older people. And then we saw Adam, Smasher, and I don't even remember the girl's name.
Cyclone.
But they were younger kids and kind of going on their first missions. And I thought all of them were really well. They all worked together. I thought the two kids were funny in that of their little group. And then Hawkman was dope. I saw that actor said he wants a Hawkman movie, and I'd be all in on that. I think he was really good. But overall, it was a rock movie with superpowers. Not the greatest writing, not the best story, but overall, it was more enjoyable than what Marvel's put out recently. So I give DC props for that.
Yeah, plus the early reviews, the biggest concerns of ours was the CGI. A lot of people said it was bad. I didn't feel like it was. The only moment was, like you said, the end villain. Overall, just the end villain in general. It's kind of weird vibes. Seemed like the budget was running out or something like that. They just kind of, it just kind of just was more oh, hey, Fate is going to die in the end. This is the ending. That was the only impactful scene there, as well as Hawkman using the helmet. Other than that, the villain just, who really cared at that point, But But yeah, I mean, the film was definitely way better than I expected. And I thought it was good. I thought the fight scenes were worth going to see the movie alone.
Yes.
The fight scenes felt like they actually gave a shit about this movie. I thought there's some scenes where I was like, genuinely, wow, that's actually kind of unique and also funny, especially when they're fighting in the kids' room and they're doing like the slow-mo shots of the action figures of the other DC heroes just falling to the ground. Kind of funny, to reference that, like, hey, what the hell's going on in this current DC universe? So yeah, I mean, overall, the fights were just dope. The Rock, I feel like he maybe had like 30 lines as Black Adam. I don't know. I felt like he barely talked besides like the ongoing joke about his catchphrase. Also, that was funny that trying to make The Rock smaller using CGI, that was kind of a little bit goofy.
Yeah, that was the only part for me that the CGI was a little like, some of those scenes I was like,
yeah,
what are we doing?
They were quick enough that it didn't matter, but it was also like, that just looks weird.
Yeah.
But I mean, nowhere near the level of Love and Thunder by Thor there in that movie's awful CGI. So, but yeah, like you said, Justice Society was fucking dope in this movie. Dr. Fate, I felt like they gave him uniqueness enough that it didn't feel like casual fans would be watching this and just thinking it's a Doctor Strange type beat. Definitely still felt like its own character to it. As well as the chemistry between like that team felt pretty strong for the fact this is the first time we've ever seen them on screen. And also like not being like super known characters in general for casual people. It worked quite well. And for that to happen on Black Adam movie is kind of crazy. So that's a big props to them. That's some good writing there. And also, also helped that they had great actors playing those roles. But yeah. Other than that, fuck the kid. I wish that one little kid died.
True.
I don't even remember his name. He was just annoying as shit. Too many skateboard scenes, Just didn't need it.
His uncle was funny, though. His uncle was funny.
He was. Him. Yeah.
Oh, the one that's going to die by electricity or whatever?
It's like, this is not when you
There
die.
was some there were some genuine, like, funny moments in that movie. Like, there was a couple times I legitimately laughed. Like,
yeah.
There was some good... overall, like you said, that movie surprised me. It was better than I thought it might be. And I think people should give it a chance to watch it because I think there will be other people like us who will get surprised from a fan. Because I think even now the fan, like, audience rating is still really high on this. Granted, it's only been about a week. It's been out for only about a week,
yeah.
So, not a huge sample size, but overall audiences like this, and I'm one of those people. I liked it.
Let me look it up.
Like you said, the fight scenes were amazing in this. Like,
show me this man's balls.
Show me his veins.
All right.
The fight scenes were really well done in this, and I think that's something that I didn't really expect. Like, I thought Black Adam's entrance was dope. Like, his fight, like, escaping it, I thought he was cool. And, I liked that you definitely could tell this was a PG-13 movie with some of the violence in it. And I think that's something DC has to do if they really want to, start their own thing and take away from Marvel. I think DC needs to lean into their darker stuff, which we saw with the Batman, and we just saw with Black Adam, and they need to continue doing that. But it was really good, actually.
Yeah, the opening was just a perfect way for this movie because it's just like, hey, this is actually going to be a decent movie. You can pay attention, you're not wasting your money.
Right. And
it continued that.
Right.
By the way, it's 90% is the audience score for Black Adam. That is very high.
Isn't like the Rotten Tomato score like 50?
It's 40. And when The Rock initially talked about it, it was, I think, 39% for Rotten Tomato, and it was 88% audience score. So it's actually gone up another 2% for audience score. So,
as it should.
It was, but like, okay, compared to like the Batman here, we're not saying it's on that level because we're like, it is overall a positive movie, right? We're not saying this is a bad movie. It is a pretty good movie, and like Blake mentioned there at the beginning, borderline. There were like a few special like moments where you could have literally added some blood in there and maybe add a different effect, and this could have been easily a rated R movie. But they kind of
I think they said it was R.
Yeah, and they cut down a lot.
And they had to cut it down to make it
shows, especially like the first person he kills, like the way he kills him. I was like,
yes,
damn,
yeah.
Like literally
disintegrating
disintegrating him.
That was fire.
And I love how they just did not hold back on his powers in any form, and didn't hold back on him just killing. It definitely helped. I know they're still kind of going with the theme of is he a hero or not. I felt like I got enough of him doing bad shit to not feel disgruntled about the movie.
See, I feel like this is like the way that Sony should have done it. Like if they really wanted to have these anti-heroes or borderline villains kind of headline their own movie, at least have them do like bad shit. Like here you
kill more than just one guy.
Yeah, kill more than just one guy and then save the world. Like no, and technically, Black Adam only saved like Kahndaq, like his home.
Yeah,
town.
I mean, if the Satan dude wasn't stopped by him,
right? Okay, but in his self-interest, I don't think he could care less about anywhere else besides where it like the center point literally is, like where everything's going down, literally right there. So I feel like it's like he could care less if it was somewhere else, but because it is there, he's doing a good thing, but it's in his own self-interest, So it's not like he's all good or whatever. And like you guys mentioned, they did not hold back on him killing, and I'm kind of glad that they kind of kept that throughout the whole movie. I thought at some point, like, oh great, he's teaming up with the Justice Society, and now he's gonna play nice, but he still didn't. He still said fuck it, and he had like that like loop around where he's like, I technically didn't kill him, you saved them, so they're not dead, so you're welcome.
Right.
I'm like, all right, well, okay, there we go. This is what Venom should have been. This is what well, I still haven't seen Morbius, but probably what it should have been, considering how bad.
Listen, we're not going to talk about what Sony. We are going to just forget Sony.
Hey, to go on real quick,
I'm just saying
about how many people he killed. I just want to quickly look to see if anyone actually did a kill count. A minimum of 150 people during that film Black Adam killed.
Yeah.
Damn. I mean, the opening scene alone, he got
literally a militia
at least
army's dead.
50 dudes. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got some numbers early. But, I mean, like you said, does this change the hierarchy of DC, blah, blah, all that stuff? Not really, but we got to see Henry Cavill, which was cool, even though everybody saw the clip beforehand, I'm sure, because they openly marketed the post-credit scene clip, which was just stupid as shit. Like, what are you doing? That was so dumb. That would have been so cool to go into it blind and see that, but...
And I saw less people talk about it
for some reason.
It felt like...
Right, because they literally were showing it and talking about it. Like, that was just stupid of them, but... I mean, overall, I think... Like you said, DC... I think the best thing for them would just be gut everything and restart. But I guess we're going to bring Henry Cavill back, which is cool in a sense, but at the same time, it's like... At some point, we got to just stop holding on to stuff, and you either restart or not. Who knows, but... I don't know, I'd say overall, I'd give it like a 7.2 out of 10 would be, my overall ranking for Black Adam, and I think people should definitely give it a shot.
I'll say 7.5. I'll give it that little extra because it's like, it was enjoyable. Like, at the very minimum, I want to go to a movie and actually enjoy what I'm watching and not be like, damn, get me the fuck out of here. Like, is this movie over? And I never felt that way, so I'll give it props for that.
Yeah, I agree. In fact, I even remember like having one point in the movie being surprised that I'm still getting more. And I don't know, the pacing felt good. I really just wanted to have some dope action scenes that felt different from Marvel, and it was more of DC-like, and I got that. So I agree with the 7.5. There's definitely too much cheesiness, especially from the kid, and some definitely scenes that take you out of the movie. Like when he tries to rally the people, I wanted to die and wish that building did fall on him. But yeah, is what it is. I don't know what they're going to do with Superman, man. It doesn't make any sense that like they're bringing him back. So then it's like, okay, does that mean like what happens to that Batman? And then is like Wonder Woman staying as well, and then what's up with the Flash movie with Ezra Miller and all
Hey
this
man,
shit?
it's better if you just shut your brain off
Exactly.
and enjoy it.
You know, I mean, it's just like, hey,
but
it's cool he's
James
here.
Gunn and that other guy is now like the head of DC Studios. So
Yeah.
we'll see how that
Yeah, but
pans
they
out.
are coming on after this has already happened.
Yeah,
So.
I will also say
Right,
one
but at some point,
bad thing,
it'll be fixed.
yeah, one bad thing I think about this movie is I don't see how I can't envision a continuation of this character. You know, I don't know. I don't really see how he's gonna fit in to this universe as well as the story in the future. And then also kind of is because who knows what the fuck's going on anyways, but still, it's a bit confusing.
Especially with Shazam too, like, you know, they're supposed to be connected. They literally brought back the same wizard character, like the same actor to play the wizard.
Which I thought
again.
was cool of them. Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. You know, it had some continuity in there, but at the same time, it's like, okay, where does this take place exactly? Like,
yeah. And will those two ever meet? Who knows? As well as
you guys just gotta shut your brains off and enjoy them.
I mean, for that movie, you will. That next Shazam looks the definition of mediocrity for sure. That was tough to see.
Yeah, that's gonna have some moments that are like, we're writing that. It's 2022, movies coming out in 2023, and we're putting that stuff in the script still. I'm expecting at least one Scooby-Doo moment of Shazam trying to rally a battle cry against somebody, and that person is right behind him, and then he literally says, "They're right behind me, aren't they?" Expecting that at one point.
Yeah, it's gonna be on the same level,
and it'll be so fucking funny. So fucking funny. Can't wait.
That should be DC's new motto. You know, just shut your brains off, and you'll understand it somehow. DC Studios.
DC's model should just be, we're gonna be dark, and you're gonna enjoy it.
X.
Just don't make the kid crap. Just don't make the kid crap. But it's whatever. Black Adam. You know, if you've seen it, what are your thoughts? Leave it in the comments down below. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Check out the podcast version dropping at the same time on Apple Podcasts. Check out our social medias, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and we'll see you guys in the next one.